Hello everybody and welcome back to Satisfactory with me, your host, Parallax. If you look in the top right hand corner, we now have three of the four phase 4 projects being uploaded, being worked on. We are missing the last one, and that is going to require a lot of copper, and it's going to require some more power. But one of the first things I want to go ahead and look at is our plastic production. Our plastic production, this is one part of it. This is a very small part of our plastic production. We have another plastic production that comes out from over there, from the oil fields. And together, the oil fields out there and the oil fields from over there, they come into this line here. And this line feeds our circuits. And as we can see, our circuits are backing up. And because our circuits are backing up, our plastic is backing up. But even with our plastic backing up, we're not sending a lot to the top up here. And up there is where we're doing a lot of that first component. I don't know what the name of it is, but that's where it's being made. So we're not getting a lot of those. But I am very happy to see the computer here, or the circuit boards backed up. I wonder. Oh, automated wiring is what's holding this up. That automated wiring comes from, I think, over there somewhere. So we'll go see what's. Oh, this one's been turned off. We'll turn that one back on. A big deal now that there's so many circuit boards over there. And then that one's full tilt. Are we backing up on computers? We are backing up on computers. Wow. Okay. And this one over here, I think it's just now automated wiring. And what are you doing? Oh wow, look at that. You actually have high-speed connectors not being used. What is up? What are we missing from up here? Is it plastic? Just plastic. Yeah, so this whole area up here is backed up, and we just need more plastic. So we're probably going to go over there to where that's like 500 oil coming in from up top, and as of right now that oil is just being used in a very, very rudimentary fashion to make cloth. So we'll probably tap into that over there today, and we will probably get some more plastic production that'll hook in probably down there to that. So yeah, we'll go over there and we'll have a look. There's also a coal problem. Something out here requires coal. And if you look right there very closely, you can see the coal going out. So there's a coal problem, there's a plastic problem, there's an automated wiring problem. Let's go look at the coal problem just super duper fast. Let's go grab some building materials first. Limestone pocket. Yep. Let's go grab some building material. We'll probably have to clean up our inventory here soon. Let's go just look at stuff out here. Off camera, I did change the reason why we had that limestone in our pocket is off camera. I went over there to the concrete miner and I changed it to a level 4. I did change it to a level 4 just because we were running low on concrete. Concrete was becoming, believe it or not, we were running low on it. So I just changed it over to a level 3, and then I added like 1 or 2 more concrete makers up there. Nothing super duper big, but I do want to go look at the coal. See how coal is. Coal comes down here. If I'm not mistaken, we took the coal at the end of this line here. See how there's coal right there? I think we took coal at the end of that line and moved it out. Used. We did. So let's try doing this. Let's try upgrading this line here to hold more coal. gotta be careful too because it's like that. I feel like he's slowing down on the inside of those things. I don't think. There we go. Now that this line can hold more coal, we can go dump some coal. Well, we might not have to dump more coal into it. Maybe just a faster line, increase in density. Let's do that. Let's upgrade this to the highest capacity we have line, and let's just kind of see how it goes. Now it's stuck. Like that. I guess it just means that somewhere in the line there's a little bitty baby piece. It's not level 2 or not level 5. You gotta go find it. Probably we're going to have to rip up that thing right there to get to. And really, that's not as bad as it could have been. Like, that's not as bad as... It's just a little bit of work. All right. Coal coming through, and that coal is actually used in the manufacture of the aluminum casing. So if that coal can get sorted out, if we can make that, if we can get more coal going through here, then there's a possibility we'll get more aluminum casing. Aluminum casing is something that we kind of need a lot of right now. Let's just kind of go through here and make sure this coal looks good. And see, there's more coal, like that coal right there. That coal is being fed into the coal power plant, but there's also coal over there that's going to the coal power plant. So there's a lot of opportunities here. We have 2 emptying into this. Now we go up there and turn those into Mark III produce coal. Because what I could do, I could just upgrade one of these lines, and it'll have to go all the way to the top, upgrade one of these lines to the Mark V conveyor, and then just upgrade that one to a Mark III miner. That might give us the coal that we need to keep this line more saturated. I doubt updating. Do I want to do that line or do I want to do this line? I guess I want to do the one that's closer. They're all so close, it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go do this. Let's do the Mark III miner. Let's add one of those to the building menu. We're going to need some steel pipe and a portable miner. Go grab some steel pipe. We'll grab a portable miner. Okay, cool. I don't have any room in the pockets. I gotta get rid of stuff. Like the AI limiter, I don't need. Circuit board, I don't need. Let's just put it in this box. Let's not destroy that. Batteries, I don't need. Got limit. Where did it? Just saw it. Wow, okay. I just saw it. I'm not a crazy person. Where did it go? Well, polymer red. The AI limiter gets to live another day somewhere. There it is. Wow. Ugh. Alright, here we go. do I have enough to upgrade? Upgrade, it looks like you just need the aluminum sheet. Let's just run up here right quick. Let's get this coal figured out, and then we'll work on another problem. We'll work on the plastic problem when we get back, and then we'll look at the other thing, the AI, or not the AI limiter, the automated wires. So it's going to be, who is it that goes to it? It's this one, and that one. The middle one, come on. Middle one goes to the full power. And now it's going to go on the right. Now it's going to go on the right. This one right here is stuck on level 2 belt. This one's at least 3. So the one on the right, it probably will get the most benefit by being upgraded. I kind of hope this one on the right is on that. Is the close? Well, they're so close. Stay put. They're back to being the first and the third one. I know that because this one right here is Mark III belt. Okay, so that one. Oh, hey, buddy. Now, what are you? You're a Mark II. About 480. Oh. That is many. This is just as much fun as you think it is. I didn't think I'd be able to do it like this. I'm very happy that I decided to upgrade on the way back instead of on the way up. I'll make sure I didn't keep up with. I think I did. I think I did it pretty good. And we had enough material. There's 480. 480 coal streaming through the system now. It was much more than what was being delivered before. Yeah, I can't even, there it is. You could, for 1 second, you could just see how little was coming through. Not little, but just not, wasn't vigorous. So look out there, see? Yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now this right here is almost completely just fantastic. If there was any shortage of coal out there to that aluminum that aluminum plant we have set up to make the aluminum casings. If there was ever a like coal isn't going to be a problem. Oh, look at that! It's actually backed up. Perfect. Okay, well that situation is now completely fine. Let's go get this plastic situation worked out, and then we'll look at the automated wiring. And at some point we need to go find a brand new copper. To make this deal, we have to have 200 copper powder. So at one point, we're going to need to go find a copper mine and just turn all that copper into copper powder. We probably should be doing that now and be building up just tons and tons of copper powder. But unfortunately, it requiring 200 apiece, even if we built up, you know, 3 or 4 connexes, the double the industrial connexes full, I mean, that would only be like maybe 50 cycles, you know, and then you'd run out. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that yes, it would help, but not by like a super duper. Here are cloth. Look at all that thing. You can make tons of film, especially now that we're bringing in so much more coal down here. We really could have this fabric come out right here, and we can just steal some coal off one of those lines. And the cool thing is, you can put a splitter and then a merger, and then you can split out one that goes right back in, that merges right back in. You're not taking 50%, you're taking 25%, right? So, and then you can do the other side too. You can split off from the split you had before and just take 12.5%. We could take 12.5% of that coal, bring it over here, hook it into this, and we can just have a thing that automates making our gas fill so that we don't have to do it. But for right now, we need to find a good place to build plastic manufacturing area. We're going to need access to the oil, and we're going to need a large area to work with. I'm kind of thinking about this area here. Probably could get in. If I put if I brought the oil in this way and I lined up the oil, the refineries, if I lined them up against that wall, I probably could get in. I probably could get in 10 or 12 if I lined them up against that wall. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and bring the foundation over here. If I have enough around, I go ahead and bring. Oopsie doo. Go ahead and bring it here. That. Hold up a little. From that one. Ow. Here. Make the for the refineries. I could build, like I said, I'll probably put in one there, one. I can knock down that wall if I need. Probably get 7 in. Can't build too many. I need motors and copper sheet. I have 2 up. 5, so 7. 7 plastic makers. I think 7 plastic makers. Again, I don't want to have. Ooh, not having a lot of. Copper wire coming off production. That will probably be another thing we're going to have to look at. We're probably going to have to do another copper mine for copper wire. The factory is moving. It's moving. Uh-oh, look at this. All the motors are gone out of here. I'm happy that we have this place over here that still has just a ton of motors we can go pick up. But yeah, this one's empty. Yeah. How are you doing? Are you making motors? Don't, because you have no satyrs. Why do you have no... Killing all the satyrs? Oh my goodness, we're stealing all the satyrs. Why are we stealing all the satyrs? Hold on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What did I put in there? The splitter, man. Splitter there. Do it half. Goes that way. One goes. Wait, why are both of them going this way? Why are... Oh, because you're not clicked in. Funny. Right, one went that way. Went that way. Oh my goodness gracious. So funny. For some reason... Oh, I guess because there's a deeper name. Well, no, because it would have given me the, like, the yellow, like... I don't know why. This is weird. Like that. Sure. That helps. That works. One to the left. Left, go straight. There we go. Now it's splitting between the two. That was so weird. Just stealing all the satyr. Steel pipe and copper sheet. Pipe. Copper sheet. Big copper sheet. Ooh, I think there's a bunch of them here. You look at this right here and you realize, like, man, we spent so much time setting up all this copper sheet and it's not really getting used a lot yet. Want the ingots. There's a block. That wire is backed up. Okay, that makes me feel... Yeah, there we go. Cool. That makes me feel that wire's backed up. I guess something was just happening over. Alright, let's go get done with this plastic. We'll fly over the copper wire here. Is it backed up now? Oh, still being a lot. I don't know. What's happening over there? All the world. Oh. You know what I could do? I could kick those out. I could kick those out a little bit, and then maybe I could have a center line where the oil comes down the middle of the platform. Then we have off to the right and the left refineries. Because there's going to be, I mean, that's 500. There are 500 oils coming down out of there. So there's the potential for growth of this oil facility is quite large. Quite large. Now, let's see. When the first differentiation in the oil, it comes out as heavy oil residue, but the plastic already comes out. So we already have what we want. We just got to figure out to do something with the heavy oil residue. And because of that thing in the way, you have that area open. That area over there does have, we could pipe in, because there's a heavy oil residue pipe. I think it's right there actually. There's a heavy oil residue pipe right there, and we could pipe into that. No, that wouldn't work. As you said, we could pipe into that and send it there because there's a fuel thing there, but there's only one fuel. We'll probably rip up that maker, and we'll probably make a line of them. Like we'll go through and we'll drop down maybe 1 or 2 levels, or maybe we'll just go up far up past that. Okay, yeah. Hey, yeah, that looks decent. Doesn't look great, but I think we can put enough. I think we can put enough refineries. Again, we'll do a split level. No, we'll do a split. We'll put some of the refineries here, and we'll put some refineries there. We'll have the heavy oil residue go down the middle, and then they'll just be making fuel on either side, and then just out there somewhere we'll just have a line of those gas generators. We'll have tons of generating power out of this. All right, let me come over here at components, and the here and like we can get out. It's just oil going. I'm starting here rather light. I'm not doing a lot because I just want to see if it's like proof of concept. You know what I mean? The only thing going on this side is the oil. I think. Let me just double check. To make plastic, it's just the oil, right? You just need oil. And then the output is the plastic and residue. Perfect. This. Oh, that's the only bad thing is doing it this way. You're gonna be quite. You're gonna have a bunch of these. It'll look kind of ugly. Ah, got a copper sheet. Right. Build it. Nice. That was good. That was good. Oh, I should have dropped down. I guess. Will they have a hold up? Rip. You guys need copper down here to make the. Ooh, you guys haven't been making the whatevers in a while, so you probably haven't copper. Do one more stack, just because we're gonna be building a lot more refineries. Probably should go get some more motors too. Let's do that right. Production. Oh, still. Then power. Fuel generator. Got motors, pipe, and heavy modular frame. There's foamy. I think I have a Conexel. Heavy. Oh, I have no clue. Port and the radio, 5 radio control. Probably don't need to have those in our pockets. Those things are only used for drones, I think. All right, let's go build some more refineries. Let's go dual generators. I wonder if I should build. I really do like building everything up and then turning on the power. You know what I mean? Like, that's my favorite thing to do, is like build everything up, make it look perfect, then throw the power so that everything happens at like one time. I think I'll do that this time. It's one of my favorite things. Logistics. Yeah. And so long as we don't run around too crazy like, we're getting 66 frames on this game. Great. %. I feel like I built something, but it didn't. Like when I clicked on something up here, and then I clicked again, and then it made the build sound. So I just didn't bother with that one, huh? Cool. I might have messed things up. I'll have to go look. Right over here, I built. Oh, I did it from a level 2 pipe to a level 1 pipe. I'll go ahead and go level. All right, so they all know they're making plastic. Now to do find the right. That way, then I'll put a couple of more. That way, I'll put a couple of more. I can put a couple more refineries here if I need it. So we'll do 6. Plastic. Because there's only like so many on the side, I'm only going to do a level 1 pipe. However, when they combine together on the other side, they combine together over here, and they go down to that other level to be turned into fuel. There'll be a level 2 pipe. Because I assume that's going to be that much heavy oil. Could be wrong. How cool would it have been if they were all 3? Missed opportunity. It's one click of the button, that whole thing into something you don't want. Then, I should have moved that one up just the very end of the deal. Let's have. I think that's fine. Here you're gonna have in. Go. Right. More of these things. Second. Save. We're gonna have. Every single one. Figure that out here in a second. Let me place them. That right there is just a safety. We got to address. Not fix it. There we go. Had a friend of mine. God, I don't know what happened to him. His name was John. I don't remember his last name, but he worked at the movie theater that I worked at, and he was out of the Navy. Been in the Navy for years. Finally got out because he didn't like it anymore, and had a beautiful wife that he had met overseas. Married her, and she he was stationed. I suppose he was stationed on an aircraft carrier, or that doesn't quite sound right. I think he was stationed on an aircraft carrier, or he was stationed on a ship that was with aircraft carriers a lot. Like it was like a support vessel for them. Like you never would see this vessel by itself, always with a carrier. But he was telling a story about a gentleman who was on the carrier as part of the flight control group that like moved the jets around on the deck. Like, you know, told them where to park and where to go when they were taking off and everything. And the dude fell off because he was like super tired. He'd been working all day, and it was like at night, and he was parking a plane, and he kept telling the pilot, you know, come this way, come to me. The pilot wasn't doing it, and the pilot was like signaling at him, like kind of doing something to him, and the guy didn't understand what he was. The guy had no idea, like, you know, what are you doing? Like, what? I don't know what that signal is. You know, please keep coming this way. Like, I'm trying to park you. The guy fell off the boat because apparently he was walking backwards, signaling the pilot, like, you know, hey, come this way. And the pilot was signaling, dude, you're about to fall off the boat. You come my way. That's what the signal was like, come back toward me, come back toward me. The guy just didn't understand. And he fell off the boat. They found him. Like, they said it was like a miracle. Because number one, you fall off the side of those boats, you're falling 6 stories, I think it is, or 5 stories into the water. So they said a lot of people, they get knocked out. A lot of them, you know, when they hit the water, they just go unconscious, and they almost immediately roll over on their tummies, you know, because of the pain or whatever, or that's just how the human body floats. A lot of them will drown within a couple of moments, but this guy was like super lucky. He didn't go unconscious like right off the bat. The pilot saw it, and the pilot like radioed it immediately. And being at night, you know, that's also a problem. They found him. You just imagine the paperwork. Ugh. The retraining that guy had to have or something. Poor soul. Happy to be alive, but they had a lot to go through after that. Let's put this there. Is that too close? That might turn out to be too close. Have a couple. There's 8 sending their stuff down, so let's start with 4. You know what? You're gonna produce 10 heavy oil residue. If I tell you, take fuel, you're going to need 60. So they produce 10. This one needs 60. So those 80, those 8 are going to produce 8. So it's really just going to be that guy and this guy. I don't even need. You each make 40 per minute. I can see over there the other generators. I don't think I gave myself a lot of room over there to hook in more fuel or to make more generators. I think I can see though how to do it. Let me go over here and build this up. Put that there. But I'll put this. I have to expand. I can get this all the way to the end. Add up to that. Yeah, John was a good guy. I feel bad for him. Him and his wife eventually separated. Just, I don't know. I think it's so weird. Like there's something that happens with guys in my generation where we're not ambitious. You know, we're just kind of like we're content. We're like super content, and I feel like John's wife wanted more. You know, she wanted to go to school. She wanted to do things, and she wanted John to kind of be ambitious. You know, Navy, and she kept telling him, you know, like, hey, you were in the Navy. Like, you have a lot of skills. There's a lot of people want you. You know, like you can. But John was just, I mean, he was just kind of a laid back dude, and that never really appealed to him. He never really. I mean, he went to work in a movie theater. Got done with the Navy. You know, and he wasn't working in a movie theater as like a manager. He was working as like in front, like the rest of us. You know, and sure, if he stayed around a little while longer, he probably got a shot at, you know, a management position or at least projection is something. Oh man, he just, I don't know. I don't know. He never made enough money. I don't know if he was like a great worker either. I never, he was my friend, but I never like super duper worked with, was a projectionist. Like, he sold popcorn. Nothing wrong with that. It just at that time, and I felt super bad because I was young compared to John. I already had like a better job than he. That's because I was halfway intelligent. Not saying that John wasn't. The job of a projectionist, you have to be intelligent. You have to be able to work the machine and troubleshoot problems, and anticipate changes. Because, you know, with a projectionist, if you had a problem, if something went wrong, usually, not always, but usually the problem could not be fixed quickly. And at a movie theater, the show, you know, is a couple of hours long, hour and a half long. At concrete. Speaking of me being a troubleshooter, not even realizing I was out of concrete. But if something went wrong, then you lost all the money from that show. Like, that was it. Like, if you had a brain wrap, that was it. You were not going to get any money from that show. Every single person was going to get their money back, and then they were going to have a horrible experience because you can't reset the machine quickly. You can't reset the film quickly. It takes a long time to fix. Can I blow you guys up, man? Yeah, cool. Dig. Nice. Now you guys aren't, is that sulfur? Oh, it's not a deposit, it's just a little bit of, there. Now you guys aren't stinking up the place all the time. Anywho, I do hope that John got out there and he found something that makes him happy and he's making good money, not suffering. I just think of so many people I grew up in a pretty poor town. I just think of so many people that I grew up with, and thinking about this inflation that's hitting and everything, like, I don't really see how they're making it. Like, I wouldn't be able to make it unless I had gotten married, you know, and it's rough. It's so rough out there. You know, I thought this inflation was behind us. I thought that it was a done deal. You know, like, yeah, it had peaked, it was hard, it was bad, but, you know, finally we were going to get some relief. And then this month's inflation, 9.1%. 9.1%. It's just, and this is what I was talking about earlier. If you don't watch the Outer Worlds series, I was talking about this on the Outer Worlds. There were a couple of classic societies, like classical societies, that ended this one. Like, they had great governments at the beginning, but then those governments got so enamored with the politics that they couldn't find a way to live with themselves, and there was so much infighting, there was so much, like, oh, I know this is a problem, but because that problem, you're not going to solve it our way, we're not going to help, you know, or because your solution doesn't incentivize the correct people, we're not going to help. You know, and it was like, well, you know, people are suffering and our society is suffering. We really need to come together on this. We're like, yeah, well, we're not going to budge until you do it our way. And if everyone hates you because it doesn't get done under your term, then so be it. You know, I mean, what has the Senate done? Can anybody tell me a single thing that the Senate has done? I can't think of anything. It's being held hostage. You know, like, you have one or two political pundits who are just like, well, if you don't do anything during your term, it'll be easier for us to get elected in the midterms. And it's like, yeah, but there are problems in America. And they're like, we don't care. We want to get reelected. That's what we want. Like, yeah, but why isn't your want serving the American people and like making sure that problems go away, you know, that we can take care of business? Like, what? No. We're not interested. We're interested in getting reelected. That's what we want. We don't want you to. We don't want to solve a single problem unless that problem gets us reelected. You know. And that's just what's going to happen. It's going to happen over and over and over and over and over again for the rest of to the end of our civilization. You're going to have people who are adamantly just everything burned, just so they get a chance to get back in power. And that's why they should have term limits. That's why you should have term limits on people, but no matter how hard they try, they just can't get back into power because their time is over. New people get to come in, people who want to solve the problem, who, you know, they're going to get corrupted over time, but by the time that they get, like, fully corrupted, it's done. Oh, it's done. They don't, anyway, I'm preaching to the choir, I feel. Okay. Let's go up here and let's hook this in. Then let's plastic figured out. Here. Oh, I didn't hook it up. Huh. Hold on before we come on here. Need to get up, but I don't want to hook this power line. Not one that's active. Like I said, I want to get this going all at the same time. You know, I think it's telling that, and not to get back on the political debate, but I'll be done with this in 1 second. I think it's quite telling that both political parties are ruled by people who are, I would say, well past their prime. You know, people who the mental facilities just aren't there. And it's the same with our current president and the gentleman who tried, who ran against him in the previous election. Like, both of those guys are just past their prime. They don't, it's not the best fit. Oh, I built this way too close, and I just realized that right now as I came up here to do this. That sucks. Where's that power coming? I am gonna do something pretty late. This up here, so I can build from up top. They're just it's. I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's very telling, I think, that both political parties have no young people who are ready to move on to positions of executive leadership. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at who the Speaker of the House is for the Dems, somebody who is well past her prime, somebody who is well past a reasonable expectation of being mentally able to do that job. You should be retired. The retirement age is 65 for a reason. Like, everyone kind of agrees. That's when you should kind of take a step back and just enjoy your life. Enjoy the things you have built up and let the next generation kind of move forward. But both political parties refuse to invest in their younger counterparts. And they refuse to invest in their younger counterparts because they don't care. They don't care what's going to happen after their time has come, right? I mean, that's the only logical solution. Like, that's why you don't invest in your younger counterparts, because you really have no, like, you don't care what's going to happen. Like, you don't, if they do a good job, great. If they do a bad job, great. Like, you're not, if you really wanted to see the country, like, prosper, I think one of your biggest things would be like, who's going to take my place? Oh, so-and-so will? Well, I need to make sure. It's like raising a child, you know, like, you want to make sure that when you're gone, your child is going to be stable. You're going to have access to the facilities to solve their problems. And in this case, I just kind of feel like either side gives a damn if their predecessors have the facilities to do a good job. They're like, oh, we could care less. We could care less who's going to take our place, because we don't give a shit. If they don't give a shit while they're alive, or if they don't give a shit while they're dead, they're not going to give a shit while they're alive. It's just not a good place. Not a good thing. Maybe I care a lot more about it because I'm getting into the age now where I thought by now in my life things would be stable, and like we would have moved past some arguments, and we would have moved past some instabilities. But those same instabilities, I remember my parents, when I was like a young kid, when I was like 10 or 11, I remember my parents talking about the same problems. It's just like, when is it going to get fixed, you know? And it kind of dawns on you that some people just have a vested interest in things not ever being fixed, because it makes too much money. Too much money for them to fix, and they don't give a shit. It's going to ruin something. Just don't care. I'm not talking about climate change. I'm talking about abortion. You know, I'm talking about very simple things like public transportation and light-speed rails. Like, why don't we have that? Like, why is it the only acceptable way to go from one side of the country from the other is on an airplane? And because it hasn't gotten cheaper, it has not gotten cheaper to take an airplane. It has got more expensive to take an airplane, you know? Like, everything that was supposed to be like, oh, yeah, like, this is going to help people, it's going to make things better, like, that never came to pass. And like I said, I remember my parents talking about how expensive it was to travel, and how there wasn't a good alternative to travel. Like, we wanted to go see the West Coast. My dad was like, oh, we're just not going to fly because flying makes me nervous. And, you know, Mom was like, well, how about we take a train? He was like, I would love that. That'd be great. I wouldn't have to worry about the drive. We wouldn't have to worry about, you know, going through security and like all this other crap, you know, and like our bags being lost because they're going to be right there with us. Then it just, if I remember correctly, Los Angeles used to have insanely good public transport system. It used to be one of the best in the country. And then car manufacturers bought a controlling interest in the public transport of Los Angeles. And slowly, over the course of 10, 15 years, they ran it into the ground on purpose. So that then people in Los Angeles had to buy a car. You know? Like it just... We like some corporations have no problem selling their souls to get what they want. Or just think about like your computer connection, right? Just think about how slow your computer connection is. Think about how much money you pay for one of the world's slowest computer connections. Other countries that we would consider not as developed as us have better Ethernet connections and internet connection than we do, and it's cheaper. Then we get me started on healthcare. No, up. Oh. Hey, one of our videos just successfully uploaded to the internet. That's fantastic. I started that video 3 hours ago, by the way. It took 3 hours to upload. Alright, let's just look from on high here. Tap in. Oop. Fills up almost instantly. A level 2 pipe almost instantly. Love this. So, all those have been hooked up. All those have been hooked up. Those two have been hooked up. They all know what they're producing. Those generators out there have not been hooked up to our grid, so let's go generators. Then we'll throw the switch. Start making some more plastic. I'm gonna go ahead and hook these up to like the main power grid because they're not going to work unless they have fuel anyway. I don't consider this part of the... I mean, it is part of the loop, right? I should say it isn't. But I just don't feel like right now. Even though one of them's already working. How did you guys get fuel? Look at that. Some of them are already working. I mean, that one's not because I didn't think there was an excess of fuel over here. I thought there was a drought on fuel, but there was a little bit of excess. Cool. About to be a little bit more. Let's go up here and power grid. Come on. We'll hook it in right here. Right. Don't have oil. Plastic. That's all. Those make it good. I think I did. I think I just saw it. Kind of harder on this one because you have to watch. All four of them are making plastic, which heavy oil residue. Oil residue. This pipe. Problem. Isn't there any in this thing? Louise, what's going on here? Okay, there's a little bit right there. There's a little bit filling up. Now it's opening up a little. Good. That one. That comes down here. These two guys. It needs 60 per minute? Yeah, then they make 10, right? Yeah, so maybe they're just, maybe that's what's up. Here. Meters or meters. I guess I should just be happy we have more plastic. Yeah, we're just not big. I suppose that's okay. Go look at plastic. How that's going. We can expand that up there. It's not going to be a big deal to expand it. And good there. Ooh, man. Dude, when those things are full, that's a good amount of plastic that's going up. When they're not full, it's starved. But for a bit there, that was a good amount of plastic going. We're gonna have to plastic. We're gonna have to put it all in. All right. Well, that's good for right now. That's getting more. Let's go look at the automated circuit problem. That's about. I think the automated circuits use faders as well. I think we have two things that are faders: automated circuits, and also I think it's the rods. Yes, automated. So we are going to need to increase Sater production. Saters, I think, use rotaries. See, the concrete is up to. Yeah, I popped in these things too, just to kind of force them to produce more. That's actually not a really complicated recipe. We can definitely do that. We're only moving at 41. It's the wire. The wire is the problem. We have excess wire. And we... That right there stays backed up. Got that. Let's do that. Take this away. We'll be here if we need it. Now as that comes through, it just takes us. All right, next episode we are going to we're going to go find copper. We're going to turn some of the copper into copper dust. We're probably going to go find a lot of copper, to tell you the honest truth. Or iron, because we do have an alternative recipe. Iron cables instead of copper cables. Is there any iron on here? That not yet. There is. There's iron out there. How much? How many? There's 2 more irons. Normal. We might go out there to those 2 normal, and with Mark III miners, we probably can get a ton of iron ore. Melt all of it into ingots, turn it into wire, and then send that wire over here. And put it on the main bus. Probably put it on the main bus right before this. We'll have that new iron come in like right here. hook this back up again. Then that iron just goes like down this way to the stators, like whatever else is. We're probably only going to need one of the. We'll do both of them, and we'll do Mark. We'll probably just do Mark II instead of Mark III. But we'll do both of them. We'll do Mark II. We'll make iron wire, and we'll right here. We'll hook that back up, and then copper. We might go back down here. We'll go back to the new base and we'll hunt for copper down there, and we'll probably hook up copper powder production down there. What else does that thing need? It needs it needs the frame that we make out there where the blenders are. So it needs to come back. The copper powder needs to come back to this place. Or we could set up a new quote base. Like we go into this area here in the middle, and I'm sure there's copper in here somewhere, maybe. And then we just set up a little base here, and we'll have another train. And that train will come back this way, and it will loop in. Maybe come this way and like loop into where that area is at, and bring in copper powder. Like that's all it'll bring in. Just one thing. Brings in copper powder, turns around, and goes out. Okay, that'll be our next episode. Copper wire and copper powder. Next episode. Probably the next episode too. Seeing how we're going to be having copper powder coming in to the base, we probably will go ahead and hook up maybe just 2 of the particle accelerators. Maybe just 2 of the particle accelerators. I'll have to see how all those have been. I feel like there's, I don't know what that is, but they're all capped. Oh, where? Yep, cool. Let me go look for more geysers. Let me go look at our power usage right now. We're still producing, there's somebody, I guess it's a mod, but somebody, when they clicked on this over here, they had like a whole deal. Like they had a lot more information, and it wasn't laid out like this is. It was laid out in a more like, this is how much you can produce. This is how much everything in the factory could use. So this like top part was if everything was operating 100% efficiency, this is your max that you could produce, like 100. And then down here it said like everything that your factory could use, like everything connected, if it was running at 100% efficiency, it would use like 80. And then over here it was like 20 is your leftover theoretical. And then it showed you all the real numbers, right? So it had like this one part that showed all the theoretical stuff. Everything was at 100%. And then down here it showed like what you were actually running. And it was just a much better layout than what we're seeing there on the telephone poles. But this thing, it just needs one of those. So cool, it just needs one. 200 copper powder in one of those. Over here we're still not delivering enough. Aluminum needles. Not delivering enough of those. Oh, we have none. We have 0? What else did he say? Why? How do we not have 1? Oh, it goes into it. Oh. Okay, nope, still bad. Oh, it goes out the back. Where do you go? What are you guys using it for? You're making the, oh, okay. Alright, so we're gonna need to figure that out too. I almost lost it there for a second. I was like, why are you not making any of these? Because they're making the other. Which is not bad. We're already at 200 out of 1,000. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. The other two, the first two, like those suck. Because we're only at 500 out of 4,000, and I feel like that was a backlog that we just took care of. We desperately need to get more aluminum casings in here. And I wonder what the train brings. Where's the train? coming. It'd be nice if you could click on the train and you could see what the train was holding. It's an hour and 10 minutes. I'm done. All right. Goodbye, folks. Thank you so much. You know what we're going to be doing in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. And thank you again for being with me during this game. You being here just makes everything so much easier. And staring at the entire factory, we're getting 44 frames a second. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all for my old rig here. And there's a lot going on there. People have said that if you're running a rig that's not as impressive as mine, oh, I'm sorry. If you're running a rig that's a little bit dated, that you don't need to do this. Don't put everything in one. Like, put it in different locations, and then the computer will still, you know, produce the part, but it doesn't have to like load it. You know, so it's a little bit easier on your system. Don't centralize yours. I was kind of trying to talk until the train got here. I wanted to see how many aluminum deals we have, how many it drops off. It's the heat sinks too. I bet we could turn off one or two of the heat. Bet that would help a lot. And we need to worry about rubber. Alright, rain. I'm gonna ride it because it's just 1 second to get over here, and then I'm gonna hop out and look. How many are there? I think I should hop out like right. Oh, that one. 117. God, it brings almost none up here. 100. Oh no! Is it time to pay the piper? It is. Oh no. Okay, I'll tell you what I think is wrong next time, but I gotta go. Bye guys, next time. Hope you enjoyed.